What's going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. This is the Skyguys. My name is Morgan.
My name's Nate.
And we are here to bring you guys the whole kit and caboodle's worth of Star Wars information. Yes, I said kit and caboodle, but you know what? That's the only way to describe, because it's going to be it all from the beginning to the end, or at least everything that we can fit in between. We're going to talk about it all, and my friend Nate's going to discuss exactly what that is when it comes to talking about it all from beginning to end. Go ahead and take it away, Nate.
All right. Hope y'all are doing well this fine day or night, wherever you are in the galaxy. We're going to have a good few segments in each episode we're going to talk about. To start off, each segment, we're going to go into general news. So we're going to talk about what's just going on in that week in Star Wars in general. It could be about one of the shows or one of the books that could be coming out, anything, or just one of the actors. So we got that to start off, and then we're going to talk about, we're going to go through the Skywalker saga. And that includes each movie, all the shows between, so the cinema, whether it be anything to do with on screen. So we're going to do that. And then we're also going to do a character of the week. We're going to get one character, and we're going to go into deep dive that character. We're going to talk about everything that has to do with them or her or whatever species it is. Mm-hmm. And we are going to just go into it and discuss everything about it, and every fun fact, every battle, or every bad thing, good thing, everything in between. So that is going to be a lot of fun. And then we're also going to go into the novels, and the new novel that just recently came out is The Light of the Jedi. Yes, and we have just started reading that, and we are going to be going through that by chapter, maybe a few chapters, depending on how long they are. But it's going to be a lot of fun. I just started reading it myself. I would say about 3 days ago. Morgan here got a few days before I did, so he's a little ahead of me, but we're going to be getting into that. And that whole time period before the movies was always very interesting. And now that they kind of revamped it into like a novel series, is going to be really, really interesting. And correct me if I'm wrong, it's going to be 4 books, correct, altogether, like official books. Like I know there's some that are kind of in between, but I think it's going to be 4 main ones. Am I correct on that, Morgan?
More or less, there's going to be at least 3, but I would like to say there's already 2 that's come out now. And you can see I got Shadows of the Empire included over here.
That's right.
But the way I'd like to personally consider it, as of right now, the first of the series is The Light of the Jedi, and it has a brother and sister novel. They're titled Into the Dark and the Test of Courage. One could say you could read those to learn a little bit more about the substance within The Light of the Jedi, but The Rising Storm will be the direct sequel that comes out for Light of the Jedi this June, if I'm not mistaken.
Perfect.
But, basically after everything, Nate said, I don't know, you guys, like, there's a lot of, we got a lot to cover across the galaxy. And with that being said, like, if you want to hang around and catch catch the ride and ride the wave, the YouTube channel, just go ahead and subscribe to that. And with that being said, we're both linking up to a Twitter account with the Skyguys 66. So you can find the link down below, but make sure to follow on that. If you're on Twitter, if you want to know exactly when it's coming, what's coming next week, because we're going to try to pump out at least 1 or 2 episodes a week once we get this thing rolling, like the ball we like to get rolling down the hill. Because we're just ready to pop. I'm over here anxious. I don't know if you saw me, but I'm just over here. Everything he's saying, I just want to, just explode with the excitement, because, I can hardly speak. I think I'm speaking for both of us that we've been ready for this for quite some time. So
yes, we have. Yes, we have.
It's going to take, a couple episodes for us to get to the point where we're like, really comfortable with this. But this is the first time Nate and I have really brought the mega powers together and joined forces in a collaborative stream like this. So
that's right.
Thank you, Nate, for being so awesome to bring it together. He's doing a lot of the editing, and with all the substance, he's got the brains. I'd say he's very, very knowledgeable with the
I got the program.
We're both huge fans. We're the Sky Guys. That's right.
Real quick, if I may, I forgot one segment. We got one more segment, and this is going to be the funnest here. We're going to
I know what
do.
you're talking about.
Yes, you do. We're going to do a matchup of the day as well. So we're going to take
of the day.
We're going to take two different characters, and we are going to face them off, and we're going to discuss about each one of them, and then we're going to come to a conclusion to see which one we think might win. Maybe we'll agree, maybe we won't.
That's right. And that's where it's going to really help, guys, when we're following along on the Twitter account, because we're also going to be taking into account, we're going to be doing polls. We're going to be doing all the suggestions that you guys send in. We want to know who you guys want to face off against each other. We want to know who you guys are think are going to win against each other. So we're going to be taking into account for everything that goes in, all the suggestions, all the comments below in the YouTube channel, all the Twitter comments. We're going to be listening to it all. So please don't hesitate to follow either or. And, voice your opinions, go ahead, because, with a matchup of the day, it can get quite political, to say the least. And it's going to get, head to head. Maybe we'll agree, maybe we'll completely disagree, like my friend said. So with that being said, I'm super excited for that, like all the other segments. And, great to not forget that. That's a huge segment and one to look forward to, which I think at the tail end of this episode, guys, if I'm not mistaken, we will have a little surprise for you, because we do have one cooked up. And the way we like to do it is we don't talk about who we think is going to win or lose until the time being of, recording. So when it comes time to it, that's legit. Everything you see, his opinions, my opinions, how angry we get. It's
this will be a raw discussion right here.
Yes, most certainly. So, stay tuned for that at the end of the episode. With that being said, that was the YouTube and the Twitter plug. Make sure to follow, like I said, if you guys are interested in the channel, you like what you see, down below. We got some general news that we're going to be running into. Nate brought that up earlier. So basically anything that big news is coming on in the Star Wars universe at the time being, Nate's going to go ahead and swing us into that during our episodes to get us familiar. So Nate, if you want to go ahead and take it away and talk about some general news.
All right, guys, we're going to get into some general news. We're going to get into The Mandalorian. We're going to talk about that show for a little bit, season 3. Now, the big story surrounding The Mandalorian right now is Gina Carano. And when this video is uploaded, I'm sure that'll still be kind of talked about. But I'm not going to go into the real life political issues with that. We're gonna stick to Star Wars, inside the galaxy of Star Wars politics, if we're going in any politics. So, but that being said, we're going to talk about an article, and the link will be in the description of the article that I'm going on here. They're talking about possibly who could replace Cara Dune's character. Ooh. Not a recast. Who could take up the mantle of the character, like replace the character within the show. And there's some the article I found, they're talking about Mayfield possibly kind of replacing her character's arc. Ooh. So, in the last we saw of Mayfield was they got him out of his prison, if you will, and they got him to help locate Moff Gideon's ship. And they kind of gave him a bit of a send-off in that season, in the couple, 1 or 2 episodes he was in. I think it was just 1, wasn't it? Was it just 1? Or was it 2? I think it was 2.
It might have been like tail end of 1 episode, or like most of another episode. But yeah, for the most part, he was, featured heavily in at least 1 episode.
Yes.
Within season 2.
So this is what I want to talk about. What do you think how do you think that would go? Do you think Bill Burr's Mayfield would bring a good dynamic to the show, with Cara Dune obviously being absent going forward?
Well, if I have to go in, like the way I see it, I think it would be better than completely recasting the character Cara Dune herself. I agree. It would be a little it won't be well received outside the galaxy and amongst the audience who's viewing, the show. I don't think it'll be as well received as you just have someone else come. Because I've actually heard more or less of them attempting to do that or people wanting them to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And if anything, if I had to choose between one or the other, I would, 100% go with Peter Mayfield and, Bill Burr's portrayal of that character. Cause, just him and the chemistry between him and the Mandalorian, Din Djarin, was like wonderful. Like, as far as like an ex, because he was ex-Imperial, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I believe he was. Yes.
Yeah, but like his ex-Imperial story, I'm not even lying, was almost more captivating than Finn's ex-Imperial, story. And like that's not taking, but like that's just how well done Peter, Mayfield was done. And like he seemed like a very like interesting character that you wanted to know more and more about. We got to see a little bit of him in season 1. We knew he was a high stakes job kind of guy, who's just trying to get life by pulling off job by job. But at the same time, there was more to this guy. So, but like you said, they did give him what it seemed like a pretty evident send off. The halfway or towards the end of season 2, that kind of way. Because they basically he was on the run, but at the same time, Cara Dune and Din Djarin happily turned their eyes to let him run and go on about his business based off of how all the good
absolutely
that, Peter was able to do for the group and for the greater good.
Absolutely.
So to basically say if I had to pick and choose like who's and what's best, I would agree that would be very, very interesting, especially considering Cara Dune was, I believe, slated to be a huge character in the Rangers of the Republic.
Yep.
Or at least, from what I've heard, or I'd imagine it would make sense that she kind of formulated that or was kind of leading the Rangers or a Ranger member within the Mandalorian.
Absolutely.
The only Ranger member. So I don't know. What do you think? Like,
I think it would be a good fit, and I don't think it would be an issue with like his background as like a criminal, because now this is one thing I thought of actually just now. Like if anyone had like an issue with, he was a criminal, like why are you?
I can think of 2 heroes right now that are ex-criminals.
Yeah, but the ruler of Mandalore, Din Djarin, he can vouch for this man because he helped ultimately get back the child, which was the most important thing to Din Djarin.
Yeah,
so real. There is absolutely no way that Mayfield would not be vouched for by Din Djarin, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. If it came down to it, if Din had to save that guy or let him die, he would definitely save him or look after him in a way. I feel like for sure because hit what Peter did, because I believe he was able to locate where Gideon's ship was.
Yep.
All of his efforts accumulated basically, and also he destroyed an entire base by himself with one shot. One well-placed shot with a rocket launcher.
And Din Djarin has the respect for him because of Mayfield saw his face and he was a homie. Right. He was a true homie and did not. He didn't throw him under the bus. He didn't do anything like that. So right. I think, and plus I also heard that, and this could just be a rumor, that the season 3 is going to have a time jump.
That's
like
what
between at the start of season 3.
Yeah, so some more things.
If it's a time jump, being years, it would be very easy to kind of bring him back in, even though he kind of had a send off in season 2.
Yeah, I mean, like, I wouldn't. It would be sad to see her go. Which it seems to be that she is, more or less kind of phasing out of, the actually being a part of the show. I believe that Gina Carano, the actress who's playing Cara Dune, based off of some things she said on social media, and which neither here nor there. Like we were talking about earlier, we don't like to get too far into things outside the Star Wars galaxy, but it would be obviously unfortunate to see characters go, especially based off the development that took place within. But it is what it is, and if that's the route they have to go, I think that's probably the best route they could take.
Absolutely.
Just to kind of mend and help the situation the most as they possibly can.
Well, what about y'all? Write in the comments what y'all think about Mayfield kind of taking up or replacing the character of Cara Dune. What do y'all think? I'd love to.
Would you like Mayfield? Anyone? Is there anyone else you like? Or
absolutely.
Returning characters potentially from another series that you guys have been into, potentially Rebels, because Rebels has a bank of characters that it seems already that the Mandalorian is, kind of feeling free to pick and choose from, especially since, Ahsoka and Thrawn Thrawn's been name dropped. Whew, can't wait for that.
But that's going to be great.
Yeah, it's not going to be great for them when and wherever he shows up, because he can show up in the Mandalorian, he can show up in Ahsoka or Rangers, whatever. But that's the whole topic for a whole nother segment for sure. So with that being kind of bringing us around with the general news when it comes to the Mayfield segment. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and move on over to one of my something I've been looking forward to as far as these segments go. This matchup of the day. Okay. So for today's matchup of the day, this will be one of the last segments of today's episode, just to give you guys a little taste of how it goes. Now, as you heard Nate say earlier, not only will we be doing matchup of the days, we'll be talking about the movies, the novels, the deep dives on characters, and that's going to be also based off of the characters you suggest on the polls that we put out on Twitter and the YouTube channel. So make sure to look into that again. Follow the channel down below if you guys are interested. But these deep dives into characters where we talk about your favorite characters and some of our favorite personal moments that those characters have. There's a lot to talk about. And with that being said, we're going to go ahead and cap this one segment off with our matchup of the day. Okay, so Nate, he's going to go ahead and present it to us. Who's going to be facing who? Go ahead and tell us.
All right. We got on the left.
Ooh.
We got left and right. We got Han Solo.
Oh.
At his prime. Not sequel Han. That was not a Han at his prime.
Would you say episode 4 is Han Solo prime?
Four, mix of 4 and 5. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Or we could just go a whole original trilogy Han.
Okay, yeah, just for the best of it, because we see a lot of his best moments within there.
Yes, and yes. We're going to specifically talk about canon Han.
Yes, just for the sake of everything.
And on the other side, we have Poe Dameron.
Ooh, wow, rivaled matchup.
Yes,
for sure. That's almost a mirror matchup.
Yes.
Now I know, I'm going to probably get hit for saying that, but at the same time, because I know all the diehards are going to completely say, "Oh, it's Han Solo, 100%." But you got to consider it. These guys are almost cut from the same cloth.
Yes, they absolutely are.
Whereas Han Solo learned to fly through Imperial base, correct? He learned to fly as an Imperial pilot. Through this is through Solo. You can see this. So this is where he learned. Which he was always fancied to any kind of vehicle, but he really honed in on his success with flying in Solo. And that's when he gained possession of the Millennium Falcon from Lando Calrissian via Sabat game. Anyways, he's deadly within the Millennium Falcon, just as deadly, I believe, as Poe Dameron is in his Black X-wing.
Yes.
I don't think he's as fast, but come on, as versatility goes, with Poe Dameron was able to maneuver into Starkiller base, which was a very, very tight squeeze, in and out, and get the job done. Now, this is not discrediting anything that Han did, but in the Millennium Falcon, that is, one of the biggest merits he had, I think he achieved, was he just kind of shot Darth Vader from behind and it just kind of sent him off. And it was a good shot. Don't get me wrong, but like
did Poe Dameron shoot Kylo in the back?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But
Vader did not sense that.
Okay, so they get out of their ships. Say they get out of their ships and they're on the ground. Here's where it really gets where the matchup's more like 99% likely to take place, or where we want it to take place, anyways. All right, so who do you think wins on the ground?
On the ground, that's the harder question. Like, I think it's easier to ask who would win in the sky. And
you think Han Solo would win? I know you think Han Solo would win.
I think Han Solo would win in the air. I do.
Thing is, okay. As far as durability, the Falcon can take much more abuse, I believe, than that Black X-wing could.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Poe's really going to have to do everything he can to hit Han and stay behind him the entire time. And this is just Han now. He doesn't have Chewie with him. He doesn't have, Chewie down there aiming the guns and all that stuff. So I think that really hurts Han, because I think Han can only fire directly forward, if I'm not mistaken, in the Falcon. If he even can. Can he fire from where he drives?
I don't remember that he ever could. So that's a good point that you make, actually. And so I have to give that in your favor.
So I don't know,
to be honest.
And when it actually comes to doing that, is it actually necessarily fair? Because the thing is, then again, if we're doing the same sword, you can't have Poe Dameron with BB-8. BB-8 can't be there to help assist Poe Dameron in the as far as targeting and all that stuff goes. So he's going to have to be on his own for a lot too. So for the sake of this all, we're going to say it's a stalemate in the air. Because I don't know. What do you think? Because
it was a good point brought up that Han Solo cannot shoot from the cockpit.
Right. And at least I don't believe so.
Poe can, even without BB-8.
Yeah, most definitely.
So just wait until Poe gets behind Han, and there you go.
And then you just pick them apart piece by piece.
Exactly. So, but I don't know. So that's a good point. So let's just call that one even. Okay,
for a dogfight in the air, we're going to say 50-50 right down the middle, goes both ways, because either way Han would, could or potentially maneuver to escape, because we can assume for sure that the Millennium Falcon can get away from the Black X-Wing if he needed to. And he's very elusive, whereas I believe the X-Wing is more versatile and can, pull off more quicker maneuvers. Yeah. I think the Falcon is faster.
I agree.
The big talk when they get to the ground. Okay, so these guys are on the ground. What's going to happen? Who's more accurate? Who's more deadly? Who's got a better weapon? And, who's got the better skills? Because you got to think, Han, wasn't necessarily trained to be a soldier, whereas Poe Dameron was by the end of it. And going back to cut from the same cloth, Poe Dameron, was former smuggler, just like Han was after his tenure with the Empire. So they've both been through similar experiences and had to go through similar, having encounter with the likes of the same beings and people. Mm-hmm. So they've both faced off against very similar enemies and oppositions, and been able to thwart their opposition. So with that being said, like, who has the better weapon, who has the better shot, and who has the willingness to kill? When it comes to training, like I said, I believe like Poe Dameron's been trained better by the Resistance.
Han Solo, he kind of just inserted himself into the rebellion there, because he just kind of he was just the delivery boy basically to get Obi-Wan and Luke to Alderaan. Right. So he just kind of got thrown in there. So he had next to no training, if you will, or whatnot with the rebels. So as far as one-on-one combat, the thing is, I don't know. Like, as much as I want to, like, all right, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm pulling for Poe in this one. Are you really? Poe Dameron in this one, straight up. But when it comes to it, I can't lie to you. The quickness and the accuracy of Han Solo's quick draw
is probably one of the, if not the most deadliest within a small frame of time acts in Star Wars history.
I agree.
Like the fact, you can take the scene from Greedo, in the Mos Eisley Cantina, where he dispatched him very easily and quickly, and it happened with a matter of seconds. Not even seconds.
This is where I think they're separated. Han Solo, I believe, is more prone to playing dirty.
Oh yeah,
and way more conniving than Poe. And I think that's what would give Han Solo the upper hand. And I think Han Solo takes this one.
I think, unfortunately, as much as I don't want to agree on this one with you and give you the first one that on the upper hand, I think, it's the well-roundedness of Poe is very, very good. But the fact that when it gets down to the ground, Han's going to, if he can get in anywhere near close and if he can get that shot, I think it's the DL-44. Is that his pistol that he uses?
I believe so. I can see if I can find it.
Get a reference on that. But that's notoriously known as one of the most wicked, impactful pistols, within the Star Wars universe. So there's a reason he uses it. What is it? Is it the DL-44?
I believe so. Let's see. Han Solo pistol. Let's see. DL-44, that's right.
Okay, cool. I want to feel like Poe Dameron uses some kind of an EE3 or kind of like one of those blaster rifles, something similar. But
I believe that's right. Something at least on that line. Yeah, I believe you're correct.
Anyways, as far as accuracy goes, I don't think we saw
we didn't see Poe get as many hits
shots in. His performance was definitely shown very much so in the X-Wing, but when it comes to the
that's where he shined
on the ground. It's just he was there, for sure, but he was definitely getting it done. He was a great attribute, to the field, but I think at the end of the story, if it has to come down to it,
Han Solo takes it. That's the end of it. That is the end of it, my friend.
But it has to start in the air first. Poe Dameron was.
If it starts in the air, it won't even get to the ground.
Yeah, that's right. All right. So at the end of the day, we settled it. Han Solo beats Poe Dameron. Between the two of us, we have come to
Han Solo takes it.
Yes, there he goes. All right. So, because at the end of the day, if Han Solo did find himself in a lot of trouble, he would do everything to get out of the situation. And, I feel like he could get away. So, but on the ground, I think Han, truly does take it. So good for you, Han, in our first matchup of the day. You did it. And with that being said, that's going to conclude our matchup of the day.
What do y'all think? Again, let us know. Add us on Twitter if you think we're right or wrong. Give us your take on Poe and why he should win it if you think otherwise. I'd love to read through it all.
We want to hear all angles for sure, because maybe we missed something, maybe there's an important piece of information that when we were going back and forth we looked over, or maybe got a little bit misconstrued. At the same time, maybe Han can fire from the cockpit. If he can, then that could change the whole ball game.
Yes, it could.
But without a doubt, we want to know what you guys have to say on the Twitter and YouTube comments below. So make sure you're following that Twitter page and subscribing if you're liking what you're hearing, guys. So Nate's going to go ahead and send us off for an outro. And I hope you guys enjoyed that matchup of the day, because there's going to be so many more just like it and other segments to rival it.
Thanks for joining us today. Me and Morgan really appreciate it. And drop us a subscribe. If you've enjoyed the content, follow us on Twitter. Shoot us any post or question. Be sure to be on the lookout for the polls on Twitter to vote on who you think would win, or who you think our character today should be. So I hope y'all are looking forward to these segments and these talks and conversations as much as me and Morgan are. And I appreciate y'all stopping by. And until next episode, we are signing out for today.
All right, guys. Thank you guys so much. Y'all take it easy. Thanks again. This is the Sky Guys signing out. Peace, fellas.